If you were born before 1955, your Social Security check is being calculated under rules that most people have never fully explained to them. And in 2026, several of those rules have changed in ways that could mean hundreds of dollars more or hundreds of dollars less, depending on what you do next. This video is going to walk you through exactly what changed, who it affects, and what you can do about it right now. We are going to cover 4 groups of people. People born between 1943 and 1954, people born between 1955 and 1959, widows and surviving spouses, and people dealing with the Medicare income surcharge that nobody warns you about. By the end, you will know where you stand, what your options are, and what steps to take. No confusing government language, no runaround, just the facts. Let's start at the beginning. Your birth year is the most important number in Social Security. The Social Security Administration does not treat every retiree the same. Your birth year determines your full retirement age. That is the age at which you receive your full monthly benefit with no reductions and no penalties. This number is not the same for everyone, and that difference matters more than most people realize. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. That means if you claimed Social Security at exactly 66, you received 100% of what you earned. If you claimed earlier, you received less. If you waited longer, you received more. That is the foundation everything else is built on. If you were born between 1955 and 1959, your full retirement age is slightly older than 66, but not yet 67. It increases by 2 months for each birth year in that range. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 and 2 months. Born in 1956, it is 66 and 4 months. Born in 1957, it is 66 and 6 months. Born in 1958, it is 66 and 8 months. Born in 1959, it is 66 and 10 months. This sliding scale catches people off guard constantly. Many people assume they hit their full retirement age at 66 when they actually have not. If they claimed at 66, thinking it was their full age, they locked in a permanent reduction on their check. That word permanent matters. When you claim Social Security early, that reduction does not go away after a year or two. It stays with you for life. It affects your cost of living increases every year. It affects your spouse's survivor benefit if you pass away first. The early claiming penalty is not a temporary inconvenience. It follows you. So if you are in the 1955 to 1959 birth year range and you have already claimed, it is worth calling the Social Security Administration directly to confirm the exact age at which you claimed versus your actual full retirement age. The number to call is 1-8007-721213. Ask them to pull your earnings record and confirm your benefit calculation. This is a free service and you are entitled to it. The 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment and what it actually means for your check. Every year, Social Security benefits are adjusted to help keep up with inflation. This adjustment is called the Cost of Living Adjustment, and for 2026 it came in at 2.5%. That sounds small, but let's put real numbers on it. If your monthly Social Security check is $1,500, a 2.5% increase adds $37.50 per month. That is $450 per year. If your check is $2,000 a month, the increase is $50 per month or $600 per year. If your check is $2,500 a month, you are looking at $62.50 more each month or $750 over the course of the year. These are not life-changing numbers on their own, but here is what matters. The cost of living adjustment is applied as a percentage of whatever your base benefit is. If you claimed early and took a permanent reduction, your base is lower. That means every cost of living raise you get is calculated on a smaller number. Over 10 or 20 years, the gap between someone who waited and someone who claimed early gets wider every single year, not just because of the base difference, but because the annual increases are calculated on that lower base. This is not a scare tactic, it is arithmetic. And knowing it gives you a clearer picture of why the claiming decision is one of the most financially significant choices you will make in retirement. Now here is something that works in your favor. The 2026 adjustment is applied automatically. You do not have to apply for it. You do not have to call anyone. If you are already receiving benefits, the increase was included in your January 2026 payment. If you believe your January check did not reflect the increase, that is worth a call to the SSA to verify. The earnings test, the rule that catches working seniors off guard. If you are still working and collecting Social Security before your full retirement age, there is a rule you need to know about. It is called the earnings test, and in 2026, the limit is $23,400 per year. Here's how it works. If you are under your full retirement age and you earn more than $23,400 from a job in 2026, Social Security will temporarily reduce your benefit. For every $2 you earn above that limit, $1 is withheld from your Social Security payments. Let's use a real example. You are 64 years old, you are collecting Social Security, you also work part-time and earn $29,400 this year. That is $6,000 above the $23,400 limit. The SSA will withhold half of that, which is $3,000. That works out to about $250 per month being held back from your checks. A lot of people hear this and feel like they are being punished for working. Here is the part that often gets left out. The money that is withheld is not gone forever. Once you reach your full retirement age, the SSA recalculates your benefit and gives you credit for the months that were withheld. Your monthly payment goes up to account for it, so over your lifetime it tends to even out. That said, it creates a cash flow problem in the short term. If you are counting on your full Social Security check to cover your bills, and you take on work that pushes you over $23,400, you may suddenly find your check reduced without expecting it. The SSA does not always notify you proactively. This is something you need to track yourself. If you are approaching this situation, the action item is simple. Estimate your earnings for the year. If you think you may go over $23,400, call the SSA and report it. They can adjust your withholding in advance, rather than trying to collect an overpayment later. Overpayment collection is one of the most stressful things a senior can face, and it is largely avoidable with one proactive phone call. Also worth knowing, the earnings test does not apply once you reach your full retirement age. If you are 66 or older and still working, you can earn any amount without it affecting your Social Security benefit at all. Widows and surviving spouses. The rules. Most people get wrong. If you have lost a spouse, your Social Security situation is different from someone who never married or who is still married. Survivor benefits come with their own rules, their own timelines, and their own claiming strategies. And the mistakes people make in this area are among the most costly in the entire Social Security system. Here is the foundational rule. As a surviving spouse, you may be entitled to up to 100% of the benefit your deceased spouse was receiving or was entitled to receive at the time of their death. The exact amount depends on your age when you claim. If you claim survivor benefits as early as age 60, you receive a permanently reduced amount. The reduction can be as much as 28.5%. If you wait until your own full retirement age to claim, you receive the full survivor benefit. Now here is the strategy that changes things for many widows and widowers. You can switch between your own retirement benefit and your survivor benefit. These two benefits are separate, and you are allowed to take one first and switch to the other later if it results in a higher payment. For example, suppose your own Social Security retirement benefit is lower than your survivor benefit. You could claim your own retirement benefit at 62, collect that smaller amount for several years, and then switch to the survivor benefit at your full retirement age when it is at its maximum. Alternatively, if your own retirement benefit is higher, you might claim the survivor benefit early and then switch to your own benefit at 70 when it has grown to its largest possible amount. The key is that these two benefits grow and shrink on different schedules. Getting the timing right can add hundreds of dollars per month to your income for the rest of your life. One critical caution. Some people who remarry lose access to their survivor benefit from a previous spouse. If you remarried before age 60, you generally cannot collect survivor benefits from a former spouse. If you remarried at 60 or later, you may still be able to. This is a situation where calling the SSA directly and giving them your full history is important. Do not assume. Verify. Also, if your deceased spouse had not yet started collecting Social Security, your survivor benefit is based on what they would have received at their full retirement age, even if they passed away before reaching it. If they would have received a large benefit, that number does not disappear. It passes to you. Divorced spouses, the benefit many people don't know they qualify for. If you were married for at least 10 years and are now divorced, you may qualify for Social Security benefits based on your ex-spouse's earnings record. This is a real benefit, and it does not require your ex-spouse's cooperation or even their knowledge. The rules are straightforward. You must have been married to that person for at least 10 years. You must currently be unmarried, you must be at least 62 years old, and your ex-spouse must be entitled to Social Security retirement or disability benefits. The benefit you receive is up to 50% of your ex-spouse's full retirement benefit. This does not reduce their payment in any way. It does not affect their current spouse if they have remarried. It is simply a benefit you are entitled to as someone who was part of that marriage. If your own retirement benefit is higher than 50% of your ex-spouse's benefit, you will receive your own benefit instead. The SSA will pay whichever is higher. But if you spent many years out of the workforce, perhaps raising children or supporting a household, your own earnings record may be modest. In that case, the divorced spouse benefit can be significantly larger than what you earned on your own. To apply, you will need your marriage certificate and divorce decree. If you do not have these documents, the SSA can often help you obtain them, or they can guide you to the right state vital records office. One thing to be aware of: if your ex-spouse has not yet claimed their own Social Security, you can still claim divorced spouse benefits as long as you have been divorced for at least 2 years and both you and your ex are at least 62. The 2-year waiting period is specifically for situations where your ex has not started benefits yet. The Medicare income surcharge, the higher income trap. Nobody warns you about Medicare. Part B covers your doctor visits and outpatient care. Most people pay the standard premium for it. In 2026, that standard premium is $185 per month. But if your income is above a certain level, you pay more, significantly more. And the determination is based on your income from 2 years ago. This surcharge is called the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. Most people call it the IRMAA. Think of it as a higher price tag on Medicare for people who earned more money. Here is how the income levels break down for 2026. If your income from 2024 was between $106,000 and $133,000 as a single filer, or between $212,000 and $266,000 as a married couple, you pay an extra $74 per month on top of the standard premium. That takes your Part B premium to $259 per month. If your 2024 income was between $133,000 and $167,000 as a single filer, your premium goes to $370 per month. At higher income levels, the surcharges climb further. The highest tier adds over $400 per month to your premium on top of the standard rate. What catches people off guard is the 2-year look-back. The surcharge for 2026 is based on your 2024 tax return. If 2024 was an unusual year for you, perhaps you sold a home, received a large distribution from a retirement account, or had a one-time income event, your 2026 Medicare premium may be much higher than you expect, even if your current income is modest. The good news is that you can appeal this surcharge if your income has since dropped. The process is called a life-changing event appeal, and it allows you to use more recent income if you have experienced a significant reduction due to retirement, the death of a spouse, divorce, or a major change in work. You submit Form SSA 44 to request this reconsideration. The form is available on the SSA website and through any local Social Security office. If you believe the surcharge on your Medicare premium does not reflect your current financial situation, do not simply accept it. The appeal process exists specifically for situations like yours. Overpayments. What to do if the SSA says you owe them money? One of the most alarming letters any Social Security recipient can receive says that the SSA believes they were overpaid and now wants the money back. These letters create immediate panic, and for good reason. The SSA can, in some cases, withhold your future benefits to recover an overpayment. But here is what you need to know. You have rights and you have options. First, if you receive an overpayment notice, you have 30 days to respond before collection begins. Do not ignore it. Ignoring it makes the situation significantly worse. Second, you can request a waiver. A waiver means you are asking the SSA to forgive the overpayment and not collect it. To qualify for a waiver, you generally need to show 2 things: that the overpayment was not your fault, and that repaying it would cause you financial hardship. If you did not intentionally do anything to cause the overpayment, and if paying it back would make it difficult to cover your basic living expenses, a waiver is worth requesting. Third, you can request reconsideration. If you believe the SSA made an error in calculating the overpayment, or if you believe you do not actually owe the amount they claim, you can formally dispute it. The SSA will review the case. Fourth, even if you do owe the money, you can request a repayment plan. Rather than having your checks drastically reduced all at once, you may be able to repay the overpayment in smaller monthly amounts over time. The form for requesting a waiver is Form SSA-632. The form for requesting reconsideration is Form SSA-561. Both are available at your local Social Security office or through the SSA website. And again, the phone number for the SSA is 1-800-777-21213. If you feel overwhelmed by an overpayment situation, a nonprofit legal aid organization or a licensed Social Security advocate in your area can walk you through the process at low or no cost. The delayed retirement bonus, the upside of waiting. We have talked a lot about what happens when you claim early and lock in a reduced benefit. Now let's look at the other side. If you delay claiming Social Security past your full retirement age, your benefit grows. For every year you wait past your full retirement age, up to age 70, your benefit increases by 8%. These are not small numbers. If your full retirement benefit would be $2,000 per month and you wait 4 extra years to claim at 70, your benefit becomes roughly $2,640 per month. That is an extra $640 every single month. Over a year, that is $7,680 more. Over a decade, that is more than $76,000 in additional income. Waiting is not the right choice for everyone. If you have serious health issues or a shorter life expectancy, the math may favor claiming earlier. If you need the money now to pay your bills, waiting is not a realistic option. These are personal decisions that depend on your health, your finances, and your other sources of retirement income. But if you are healthy, have other income to live on between now and 70, and want to maximize your guaranteed lifetime income, delaying is one of the most powerful financial moves available to you. Also worth knowing, the 8% annual increase for delaying stops at age 70. There is no benefit to waiting past 70. If you have not yet claimed and you turn 70 this year, the time to claim is now. What to do in the next 7 days? You do not need to do everything at once, but there are a few concrete steps worth taking soon. If you are not yet claiming benefits, get a copy of your Social Security statement. You can access it at ssa.gov by creating a My Social Security account. It shows your estimated benefit at age 62, at your full retirement age, and at 70. This gives you the real numbers to work with when making your claiming decision. If you are already claiming and you are not sure whether you claimed at the right time or whether your benefit is calculated correctly, call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 and ask for an explanation of your benefit calculation. You are entitled to this information. If you are a widow, widower, or divorced spouse, ask the SSA specifically about survivor or divorced spouse benefits. Tell them you want to understand all the options available to you, not just your own retirement benefit. Bring your marriage certificate, divorce decree, and your former or deceased spouse's Social Security number if you have it. If you received an overpayment notice, respond within 30 days. Ask about a waiver if the overpayment was not your fault and repaying it would cause hardship. If your income was unusually high in 2024 due to a one-time event, check whether a Medicare premium surcharge is being applied to your 2026 coverage. If your income has since dropped significantly, submit Form SSA 44 to request a reconsideration. Social Security is one of the most valuable financial assets most Americans have. It is worth understanding it well. The information is available to you. The SSA is required to help you access it, and knowing your rights is the first step to protecting what you have earned.